Ed Davis, the chief of police here, had tweeted in previous minutes, actually, that one suspect was dead. So there's some confusion still, and he refused, when I moved away from the press conference and followed him through the crowd, that police chief refused to answer my question whether the first suspect is dead or not, whether he's been taken into custody. The key thing for the police at the moment is that they still have a suspect at large here. What began as an operation dealing with a carjacking and the shooting of a police officer, an MIT police officer earlier in the evening, then became a hunt for the two suspects involved with the Boston bombing. So what they are saying, obviously, is this is a man they've described as armed and extremely dangerous with his colleague. One of them is taken care of one way or another, it seems. They are only concerned about one of the suspects, but he is on the loose somewhere in this area, so they are urging residents here to stay at home and to report anything suspicious. They have what he describes as tactical units ranging around the area trying to find this man. That we can hear helicopters above us. We've seen any number of police vehicles, bomb squads, vehicles going past. A lot of different members of different units are fanning out through the area in a manhunt trying to find this man who's been described as armed and dangerous, believed to be the key suspect, one of two key suspects in the Boston Marathon bombings earlier in the week.
Well, let's say that suspect there was the one in the white cap. There were two suspects identified by the FBI within the past 24 hours, in fact. And then it seems that actually that CCTV footage, those still footage, it was the release of that footage that perhaps led to the events on the MIT campus.
Well, that's what seemed. That's not clear at all as to whether this was a chance encounter, whether the shooting at MIT is directly connected with the carjacking or not. But a Fox News reporter I spoke to earlier, a colleague, was saying he went to report on that shooting in MIT, and then what happened there was it moved very quickly from a situation that seemed to be under control to every unit there speeding the 4 or 5 miles west across town to this area. So there's clearly a connection in terms of police activity between that and the shootout that was described here. Now, what happened here, according to a number of eyewitnesses, just half a mile or so to the north of me in the centre of Watertown, was a shootout between two men, a lot of gunfire, described by that reporter as something rather akin to what he was used to hearing in Iraq in his tours there, and some explosions, and reports from other eyewitness reports saying that at least one improvised device was being thrown at the police. Didn't cause much damage, but created a lot of smoke. There was a big shootout, and one of the suspects was reported to have been detained, held on the ground, and then put in a car, but the other one is still very much at large.